Kansas.
Thank you, Mr. President. I come to the floor today to also speak about Obamacare, but before I do so, I feel the need to address some comments made on the floor of the Senate yesterday that, sadly, I find to be extremely distasteful. Yesterday, two prominent citizens were called unpatriotic merely because they have engaged legally, I must say, in their First Amendment right to participate in the political process. I was saddened, I was dismayed, I was discouraged to see the floor of the Senate used as a venue for such campaign-related attacks. In order to further their own agenda, it has become commonplace for my colleagues, more especially across the aisle, to suppress the free speech rights of people, certain people, and organizations. These are simply people with whom they do not agree and who have had the audacity to hold views different from this administration. Make no mistake, this is all part of a coordinated plan. I call it shaping the battlefield to tamp down, maybe that's not the right word, make that suppress political opponents in the run-up to the general election as of this fall. We've seen repeatedly since the Citizens United decision in 2010, members of this body trying to rein conservative groups' ability to participate in the political process. This campaign is a direct attack, I believe, on the rights of these organizations. This campaign created an environment in which the Internal Revenue Service found it necessary and possible to single out conservative organizations for extra scrutiny. And this has made it impossible for conservative groups to participate in the last two elections, and now they're at it again in 2014. There's a short phrase which describes this, and I think it is abuse of power. This is all troubling and shocking enough, but now we have a very direct personal attack against a Kansas company whose political views some find very objectionable. Mr. President, what I find even more offensive is declaring on the floor that opposing views make them, quote, liars. Our Constitution grants every American the fundamental right to engage in the political process, and these folks have done so fully within the bounds of the law. Nothing Charles and David Koch have done or are doing is illegal. Their participation, their statements, their work is very far from un-American. Quite the opposite is the essence of what it means to be an American. Nothing is more fundamental than our Constitution, our way of governing, than the freedom of speech. We should really be focused on our role and responsibility of governing to make things better for the American people, and not using the Senate floor to further any political agenda by making personal attacks of private citizens.